A fighter plane has crashed in San Diego, killing 4 members of a Korean-American family. A U.S. defense report cited North Korea as a nuclear power, sparking off debate. And Korean students top the world in maths and science, but they lack interest. That's according to an evaluation of educational achievement. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, the 10th of December. I'm Nemo Kim. A fighter plane crashed in a residential neighborhood in San Diego, killing 4 members of a Korean-American family. A U.S. congressman reportedly said that an engine failure may have played a role.
The sky above a residential neighborhood comprising 20 homes is covered with thick gray smoke. Firefighters on the scene try to put out a fire in a home that raged for more than an hour after a U.S. Army fighter jet crashed into it.
I looked out my window and I saw a huge cloud of smoke, so I just ran down over to the house, and there was 1 or 2 houses on fire.
The crash burned down 4 homes, including that of Korean-American Yoon Dong-yoon. Yoon was not home at the time of the accident, but his wife, 2 daughters, and mother-in-law were all killed. The F-18 military jet crashed while returning to its base due to loss of control. The plane is known to have been flying at a lower than usual altitude.
You didn't see the plane?
I saw the plane, but it was just a flash. It was going down when I was just coming out.
Only 1 pilot flew the jet Monday instead of the normal 2. The pilot ejected to safety right before the crash and is now hospitalized. A U.S. congressman told the Associated Press that the right side engine was not working when the jet was trying to land. The crash occurred in the San Diego area of Southern California, which is home to 30,000 ethnic Koreans.
A U.S. defense report cited North Korea as a nuclear power. The American government has pledged to delete the description, but this has already sparked off debate.
The U.S. defense report titled Joint Operating Environment is written by the Joint Force Command under the U.S. Defense Department. It includes North Korea in its list of 5 nuclear powers on the Asian continent. Amid the controversy over the report's descriptions, the U.S. government has promised to delete the designation, calling it a mistake. The Bush administration has declared several times that it doesn't acknowledge the North as a nuclear state.
동보고서 내용 관련해서는 미국의 공식 입장이 아니라고 전달하여 왔습니다. 이와 관련해서 필요한 수정 조치를 미 측에서 취할 예정이라고 알고 있습니다.
However, observers cast doubt over whether the description was a mere mistake, as Washington said. Some are skeptical that the U.S. might have recognized North Korea as a nuclear state. The description is in line with U.S. intelligence agencies' report that the 2 Koreas would achieve reunification by 2025. But it remains uncertain whether North Korea's nuclear program would be perfectly scrapped or not by the time. Analysts say the description's implication reflects the U.S. military authorities' acknowledgement that the North Korean military is unlikely to abandon the nuclear program with its leader Kim Jong-il's potential illness.
The International Monetary Fund says Korea's economy will start recovering from the middle of next year. The fund's assessment is giving hope to the Korean people.
The division chief of the International Monetary Fund's Asia-Pacific Department says the Korean economy will likely bottom out in the first quarter next year.
Growth basically bottoms out in the first quarter of 2009, and after which there's a gradual recovery in line with the projected recovery in the global economy.
Lau says the expected trade surplus and lower inflation will help the economy recover. He also says the Korean financial system and external bond conditions are stable and secure, contrary to domestic jitters. But Lau warns of a worsening situation if the difficulty in the real economy and volatility in the financial market affect each other.
세계 각국 정부의 적극적인 경기 부양책으로 내년 하반기경에는 경기의 빠른 침체 현상은 다소 완화될 수 있을 것으로 예상이 됩니다.
The speed of global economic recovery will likely determine how the Korean economy does next year, given that the country is so export dependent.
Korean electronics companies are expected to play a leading role in the development of fourth-generation mobile telecommunication technology. LG has developed a key chip for the next-generation wireless communication technology, and Samsung has come up with a new Vibro technology. Let's take a look.
4 high-definition movies are sent and played at the same time. The user makes a video phone call while watching a movie. This is thanks to small modem chips, which support wireless download speed of 100 megabytes for a second. LG Electronics has developed the world's first handset modem chip, a key part in the next-generation long-term evolution mobile telecommunication.
우리가 세계 시장에서 이동통신 기술을 가장 앞서고 있다는 걸 다시 한번 입증한 결과라고 보겠습니다.
2 groups are competing to win the technology standard for the fourth-generation mobile telecommunication. One is the LTE group, including the LG Electronics. Another is the Vibro camp, led by Samsung Electronics. LG Electronics has pledged to introduce the first handset based on the LTE technology. It will be commercialized in 2010. Samsung Electronics has an original Vibro technology, which has made an international debut in 2006. The company recently signed a contract with the U.S. telecom service provider for the export of the technology. The development will save domestic companies from paying royalties to foreign developers, and also Korean companies will be able to earn money by exporting the technologies.
An international evaluation of educational achievement says Korean students top the world in mathematics and sciences, but the test results also show low confidence and low interest in studying on the part of Korean students.
Korean 8th graders are among the world leaders in math and science. This is according to a study by the International Association for the Evaluation of Educational Achievement. The association analyzes student performance in 50 countries every 4 years. This year, Korean students rank 2nd in math and 4th in science. Korean students have maintained the number 2 world ranking for math since 2003, but that of science fell a notch. Korean boys did better than girls in the 2 subjects. But Korean girls' achievement in the 2 subjects has gone up, while that of Korean boys has continued to drop.
과학 성취도의 경우에는 최근에 하락하는 경향이 있어서 이 부분에 대한 지속적인 관찰이 필요할 거라고 생각을 합니다.
But Korean students showed relatively low confidence in the subjects despite their high world rankings. They ranked 43rd in math confidence and 27th in science confidence. In enthusiasm for studying the subjects, Korean students were 43rd in math and 29th in science.
Babies born last year are expected to live on average until they're 80. Life expectancy for Korean men has reached the OECD average for the first time, and the gap in life expectancy between men and women is narrowing down. Here's more.
A recent National Statistical Office report shows the life expectancy for Korean newborns has increased 5.2 years for the first time in a decade. Babies born in 2007 are expected to live up to age 79.6 on average. The record shows the extended lifespan by 0.6 years than that of the OECD average. Koreans are expected to live longer than their counterparts in other OECD countries. Life expectancy for Koreans stands at 82.7 for women and 76.1 for men. The gap in life expectancy for Korean men and women has narrowed by 1 year in 10 years. For people aged 45, women are expected to live up to 84, men are expected to live up to 78. Life expectancy among people aged 60 is 85 for women and 80 years for men. The deadliest cause is cancer for men, whereas circulatory disorders are a predominant cause of death for women. Deaths from cancer, heart diseases, and suicide have increased from 10 years ago. But the mortality rate by car accidents and digestive and cerebrovascular disorders has decreased. Life expectancy for men and women is likely to extend by 8.9 years and 6.4 years each unless babies born in 2007 suffer from cancer, cardiac diseases, and cerebrovascular disorders.
The sluggish economy means that low-income families are finding it tougher than ever to make ends meet. But a small loan program is giving hope to those in need.
This store is small, but neat and tidy. The owner opened the store 2 years after losing his job. He was able to do so thanks to a loan of $51,000 he got from a provincial government at an annual interest of 2%.
담보도 없고 해서 은행 대출은 안 됐는데 이렇게 저리로 강남구에서 빌려줘가지고 창업을 하게 돼서 너무 기쁘고.
The owner of this small restaurant used to be a credit delinquent. His business now sees monthly sales of more than $5,500. He got a startup loan of $15,000 from a bank funded by donated money. The small credit loan system lends money based on how determined the borrower is to get back on his or her feet instead of depending on collateral or credit rating. The average annual interest rate of 2% is much lower than what banks charge. The scale of loan amounts has gradually increased since the program's launch in 2003. The central and provincial governments will also expand support for the small loan program.
경제적인 지원뿐만 아니라 심리적인 지원, 그다음에 어떤 자립의 기회, 그런 부분들을 지원해 준다는 데서 굉장히 고마워하고 있습니다.
About 5.7 million Koreans are ineligible for loans from financial institutions. The small loan program is giving hope to the people in a time of high economic difficulty and uncertainty.
A student at a rural vocational high school has earned 26 national certificates over the past 2 years. She says her dream is to become a mechanic. We went to meet her.
She can disassemble an automobile transmission as deftly as a mechanic. This 19-year-old Park Ji-hyun can also operate a huge excavator like a pro. She has earned 26 national certificates in automobile maintenance and repair, computer operation, and other areas over the past 2 years. It's a result of her perseverance and hard work. She would stay up all night studying in a cramped home.
실고 간다고 말하기가 좀 창피했는데요. 자격증 따고 막 사람들이 알려주니까 그래 너희들보다 내가 더 잘할 수 있어 하면서 그런 생각도 하면서.
She lived in a rural area with no private institution to help her study for earning their certificates. She did it all by herself. At school, she is known as a certificate master. She has inspired other students to seek certification.
피라미드 형식으로 해가지고 다른 학생들한테 자격증 주도를 해가지고 다른 학생들이 많이 따게.
Park has recently received a government award given to future leaders of Korea and won full college scholarships.
The end of the year means more parties for many people. Dazzling imitation fashion items for the party season are selling like hotcakes here in Korea. So let's get a closer look at these cheap must-have items for the winter season.
One of the most beloved fashion items in winter is leather. These alligator bags of various colors and patterns are all made of artificial leather. The technology for printing alligator and snakeskin patterns has advanced for a more real leather-like look and cheaper prices.
기존 악어 가죽 같은 경우에는 몇십만 원에서 몇백만 원 차이가 나지만 이런 같은 경우는 3만 원대, 3, 4만 원대가 되니까 손님들이 쓰시기도 좋고 간편하게 이용하시기 좋아서 많이 찾으세요.
This is not an exception for clothes. Cheaper artificial leather jackets are selling like hotcakes nowadays. You can't tell much difference between real and artificial leather, but the price gap is very big. Artificial leather only costs about 1/3 of real leather. Luxurious fur items can be bought at a cheaper price as well. This is possible thanks to artificial fur. More stylish designs are offered at much lower prices. Fake fur looks more real than real fur. So what's the trick? We visited a fur factory to find out. The base material is cotton piled up here like snow. This machine knits cotton and thread together to produce fur-like fabric. Various patterns can be made by mixing in pre-dyed cotton. Next, the fur is trimmed evenly. Finally, through 3 phases of heat processing from low to high temperatures, the fur is given a natural-looking shine.
모피 기술이 계속 발전이 돼서 지금 현재는 한 600여 종 지금 종류가 되는데 특수 처리를 해서 이제 불에 타지 않게 겨울에 아무래도 입기에 안전하게 좀 만들고 있습니다.
But one weak point about artificial fur is static. This means the fur collects dust easily. After a day out, hold the fur product upside down and beat from the inside to shake off the dust. Using a brush would make it easier. Imitation jewelry items are also popular these days. These so-called costume jewelry items are made of compound metal, crystal and artificial gems. Jewelry store owners say trendy and stylish people prefer this costume jewelry, as they come in more dazzling designs than those made of genuine gold or diamonds. This year's holiday season could be a bit gloomy due to tight economic conditions. But try enjoying the holidays by perking up with these artificial fashion items.
And let's check out today's economic indicators, and that's followed by world weather. And that does it for today's edition of News Today. Join me again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching.